Hey Coach, Marcella Mercer here. Today I'm going to play the Osprey 9 at Eagle Bend Golf Club. Alright, here we are in the first hole. It's a par 4, 347 yards long. It's a slight dogleg left with water 260 ahead. So we're going to go ahead and hit driver. Our aim is going to be that small pine tree right in the middle of the fairway, which should set us up nicely for a second shot. So my drive left me about 131 from the pin. We have a lot of wind in our face, so I chose to hit an 8-iron. Aiming point is going to be that middle window on the house because that's the flattest part of the green. So my second shot went a little long and left of the pin, so we're left with about a 20-foot putt. It slopes downhill and also left to right from here, so we're gonna aim about a couple feet left of the pin, and we're also gonna have to hit it a little firmer than normal because the greens are still in the winter conditions and there's a lot of sand over top of them. Alright, then we just have a nice tap in for par here. Normally I would take the pin out for this shot, but we're not allowed to touch the pins right now. Alright, so we're at the second hole. It's a par 3, 153 yards long. We still have a little bit of wind into us, so I've pulled 6-iron. Our aim point is going to be, there's a flagpole in the distance in front of that house, and then we're going to try to hit a tiny draw right into the pin. We definitely don't want to be short on this one because it does slope a little upward before you get to the green, so if you don't reach it, it'll just roll right back. So I hit my tee shot a little high right and short, which left me with about 15 yards to the pin. What I'm gonna do is hit it to about 5 feet short of the pin. And this is because they're not gonna roll out too much because the greens are really bumpy and the grass is still pretty thick and sandy. So just about 5 feet short of the pin, we have a 56-degree wedge to hit it up there. So that chip left me with a little 2-3 footer downhill putt. Once again, normally I would take the pin out for this situation, but given the circumstances, I'm gonna have to leave it in. It's pretty straight. If anything, it might move like half an inch to the left. So I'm gonna aim right at the pin. This is the third hole. It's a par 5, 462 yards long. It's straight, but there are fairway bunkers on the right side that are right in the landing area. So we're gonna aim to the left of those fairway bunkers, right at that tree, the skinny one with the green on it. There's a large landing area there, so that's where we're gonna hit our driver. My drive left me with about 213 yards to the pin, so we are pulling a 4 hybrid. We're gonna aim just to the right side of the green, right where the shortest tan tree is in the background. This will leave us with about 20 to 30 yard chip with lots of green to work with because we have a middle pin. So I hit hybrid pretty short and it left me with 40 yards to the pin. The green slopes back to front and it's also higher than where we are right here. The rough is pretty thick and still quite wintry. So although it's only 40 yards from the pin, it's probably gonna feel more like 45, 47 yards. We're gonna land it 6 feet away from the pin and just have it roll right up there. I'm using a 50-degree wedge and we're just gonna aim straight for the pin because it's just straight up to the pin from the green. So I'm about 8 feet out from the pin, and the green slopes from the left to the right and a tiny bit downhill. Once again, the greens are pretty rough still, so you're gonna have to hit it quite firm, even though it is a little bit downhill, and it might bounce around, so that's just another reason to hit it firm. And I would normally take the pin out, FYI. So this next hole is a par 5. It's 488 yards long. It's a dogleg left with water going down the entire side of the left side all the way to the green and trees surrounding the right side. So to tee off, you just want to get it out nice into the middle of the fairway to set you up nicely for a good second approach shot. So I'm going to aim just to the right of the house that's on the cliff. we have some wind coming from behind us, a little right to left, which will help with our drive. So I can't quite hit the green from here, so we're gonna have to lay up. I'm gonna hit 5-iron to that short, tiniest tree just to the right of the edge of the water, which will leave me with a full swing short iron to the green. So we have 103 yards into the pin. We have wind going with us, so I chose to hit approach wedge onto the green. Full swing, and we're gonna aim a little right of the pin because the green slopes from the right to the left, so it should roll a little bit to the left. So I hit my approach a little long. I probably should have clubbed down, but we have a 28-foot putt. It's a little downhill and slopes left to right. Again, the greens are still a little bumpy, so it probably won't, the downhill won't be that severe. So we're just going to aim a couple feet to the left of the pin, and it should roll that far to the right. So now we have a little 3-footer for par. This hole is a 375-yard par 4. It's a tiny dogleg left with water on the right side of the fairway. So our aiming point is going to be those aspen trees right in the middle of the fairway, down by those houses. And that will set you up nicely to then reach the green, which is way to the right. So for my second shot, I'm 158 yards away. My aim's gonna be right at the peak of the roof line on that house, which is just a couple yards right of the pin, and I will be using a 7-iron. All right, so here we have about a 35-foot putt. It's a tiny bit uphill and slopes from right to left. So we're gonna aim about a foot to the right of the pin and then it'll just drop down. And once again, we're gonna have to hit it pretty firm because the greens are so rough in texture. So we have a tap in here.